Hello and welcome along and welcome back to the Valley of the Old Farm. It is raining, as we expected it would be last time. So I've managed to get a load of bales, a load of hay bales off the field. The rest of the field didn't actually dry in time. So do we have any more chicken feed here? Nope, so the chickens are all done there. So yeah, we didn't manage to get any more off the field before the rain came. But we have got a decent number of bales. So we've got a whole load of straw bales up there. I think we've got 3 stacks of straw bales and 2 and a bit stacks there. Can we go up the ladder? We can. So we've got, oh no, more than 3. We have a lot of straw bales, which is good news. So that's good for us. We've got some hay bales up here as well. So what, that's 18 hay bales that we got as well. So that is all good news. Ooh, down that. But today, what we're going to be doing is attending to our animals, because it's a wet day, but it's also a day where we need to give our animals some TLC. What we also need to do is get working on our field. So we're going to take this out first. We're going to get Courseplay working on this and converting over our field. Field 51, that is. So that we can get some crop in there for next year. Now the trouble we've got is that with this season's geo, things just do not seem to grow. We're not going to get any more wheat off here this year. If we hadn't actually purchased or leased this field, I don't think we'd have any crop off here the first year. Simply because the geo just doesn't allow for it. We're good with the cows, and we're good with the sheep, and we're good with the chickens, but everything else is just struggling to get any traction. So we lost all of those soybeans there. I'll show you this field as well now. What I want to do is come in here. We want to finish at this point, don't we? So clear that course off, and course generation. So field 52, sorry, here. Without this field, I don't think we'd actually have anything. Headland passes 3 clockwise, up downs first, headland corners turn, there we go. So generate me that course, perfect. Yeah, I don't think we would actually have any crop had we not done this field this year and got hold of this after it's already been made right and grown and everything. And we need to basically be planting a year in advance to get anything from this geo. So what I'm going to do is, that's why I'm trying to turn this field round as quickly as I can. Because if I can get this turned around, then we can get something in here and have half a chance of actually having a crop off here again. So we'll leave that going here. And we've got our Massey Ferguson combines back. We've not cleaned them yet. What I want to show you is field 62. So this is the field that we planted of wheat very early on. And this has just not grown at all. And that is a ridiculous level of growth for mid-autumn. So this field is going to fail. Just looking at that. That is just horrible. Field 61 is first stage, so field 62 is second stage of growth. And in order on this to harvest wheat, yeah, this is the last day of harvest from last day of that we can harvest wheat. So yeah, it's just not going to happen. In our thing, we got wheat, soybeans. So we're going to be putting soybeans in. Now we can't plant those until here, so we're good for getting soybeans in. Tiny window to harvest those. In fact, no, those are sunflowers. So soybeans it's even worse. What else can we plant at this? This really is a horrible geo in most cases. Canola is pretty much the only thing we can plant at this time of year, if it's not wheat or barley. So yeah, this is not a geo that likes many crops, to be honest. It's a little bit harsh like that. So let's switch across to this. We'll get our shovel on the front and we'll go and sort out our cows and our sheep. I think we are pretty good for most things. We just need to get them sorted. Actually, I'm just going to jump out and sort out the time a bit better. There we are. Let's head up here. So our cows and our sheep are in massive need of everything today. So I think most of the episode is going to be doing that. I think we're going to be sorting those out. Now that we've got our tractor going, as I was saying a minute ago, I really don't know what crop to put in field 52. It's a crop that is going to cause us issues, whatever it is. And yeah, this is not a season's geo that particularly likes crops. It's very wet. It's a window for harvesting something like canola. If you get one wet day on a 6-day season, actually, you know what? I think I've got the long and the short of this a bit better. I think this season's geo is not really designed for a 6-day seasons. You look at the windows, you look at the amount of time you have to do things. I think you need to have probably a 12-day season or something like that to do this. I mean, for example, if you had a 3-day season on this or took it really short, you would only have a single day window to harvest canola with this geo. That's just too small. So yeah, this is not a geo that we're running on here that is good for doing large amounts. Short season lengths. You kind of want 12-day or greater, I think, to properly get the most out of this geo and to properly get the most out of this whole setup. We are going to go and find the bale spike and get our animals fed now, and then we're going to get them watered, and basically keeping the animals happy for a couple of days is a good way for us to go. So our bale spike is over here. Now the problem with using the loft is that, of course, all of our stuff then is fairly far away from our animal bits. We could put this stuff in the other sheds. There's sort of a side shed near there. Well, actually, let's go and give the cows the rest of this bale. But it's yeah, it's now quite a bit more of a trek for us to go and get stuff to empty and use with our animals than before. But getting that trailer into here to stack the bales would have been a bit more trouble. And I wanted to use that hayloft. I mean, that hayloft is a great place for storing our bales. As I was saying before, I think I mentioned it before, we cannot store loose straw up there, which is a pity. I think that would be a great place for storing loose straw. Huge amount of space, but it doesn't really give you the ability to do it as it falls through the floor. Why is this not emptying? There we go, and that's finished off the bale. So we'll get that out. How are our cows for straw as a result of that? Straw, they're not too bad. I think we could do with another straw bale. We have got some to use up in this area, so we're going to be using those up first before we get into our stuff that's actually in the shed. So let's bring this round. do this. I'm intrigued to see how well anything we put in field 52 grows, but I think we're at a point where we're not really gonna. I kind of feel that this geo, that's not gonna work. That this geo is very much for if you have. It's for sort of alternating wheat and barley and fallow. I think if we have a look at our season setup and just try here. So if I went wheat, fallow, barley, fallow, you see I am getting a good enough setup here. The other thing to look at is something like sugar beet. Even sugar beet does not have this massive window. All these windows are pretty small to do anything with. So yeah, I think it's a much more a geo for doing multiple days with. Multiple day seasons with. Because you just don't have the time to do anything otherwise. I'm actually coming to the conclusion that for European and English maps, you're much better off most of the time just using the standard built-in seasons geo, or if the map comes with a built-in geo. We don't want to do that way, do we? We want to be on the end, and that would just work a little bit better for you. You can see we're still pretty wet here. I'm wondering how much of that grass is left. If we can row that up and get that. Let's click that. Yep, there we go. If we could row the remaining grass we've got over on field 91, we could get that into our silage plant. And that's the thing. I think actually a good map for grass, this one. Apart from the fact that you have these wet periods. But that's fine. If you've got a hay dryer, you'd be okay. Because you'd just be able to cut it and dry it. You wouldn't need to be tedding it or doing anything like that in seasons. Maybe that's a way to shift around on here. Because the only reason we're doing crops really is to get ourselves some straw more than anything. So yeah, that kind of supports things as well. Maybe that's it. Maybe this is a better map for doing less of an arable setup. Despite the huge amount of arable land there is here, I think this is probably a better map in, well, with this geo. And that's the thing, it's not the map, it's the geo, and I need to keep reminding myself of that. It's more of a dairy, animal-based setup geo, this one. Let's switch this to there, drop that off. There we go. Oh, we do need the bale spike though. So yeah, let's reconnect that actually. Switch over, disconnect that, and grab our bale spike so that we can go and feed our animals. Now, up to now, we've not been giving the cows mixed ration. We've actually not got a feed mixer for that. So I'm going to have a look here. How much will our cows take for hay silage? Yeah, I kind of don't want to give them hay silage maxed out, but that's all we can really do at the moment. So I'm going to give them a couple of bales of this. Oh, see if we can push that back. There we go. Yeah, so we're giving the silage to the cows. We're giving the hay to the sheep. And that's the way around we're going to do this. There we go, there's one. And back that out. And there's two. That should give our cows, yeah. And it gives us a little bit of space for when we're cleaning the cows. Now we're going to go and get some hay for our sheep. We actually have a hay bale over here. And we've got space over here now to store things like when we get a feed mixer, we have space to store a feed mixer over here and things like that. It's just in general, we've got a little bit further to go to get our bales. I've enjoyed using the masses on here. I have to say, I think the other way to do start from scratch like this might be to use the Deutz. There's a lot of Deutz-Fahr stuff, especially now there's a Deutz-Fahr combine available as well. So I think next time I try a seasons from scratch, I will probably try it with that. There we go. How does that leave our sheep? So our sheep still need, oh wow, a lot more. We can probably get these other 2 hay bales over here in. So we'll go and do that as well. Bring this round. Like so. Yeah, I think it'll take either that or that hay bale was low in the first place. Good to see the rain has stopped. Right, and get this into here, drop those down. Wow. How much is left? So 2,000. Okay, we don't need both of those in there. There must have been not much in that first bale at all. Yeah, they only take, so the sheep only take 4,000 litres. So there wasn't much in that first hay bale. I missed that completely. That's why it was off to the side, because it was an incomplete hay bale. But them only taking 4,000 every couple of days means we have more than enough hay in our stored now. We are in a very strong position as far as the animals go at this point. We've got a good amount of barley in. We've got, yeah, in fact, what we could almost just run the farm like this now. But it's it needs that little bit. We need that little bit of land to really be working. So let's head. Yeah, we want to head back this way. Drop these bale spikes off and get the water for our animals next. And that should then allow us to be to have sorted them completely. And while we're over here, I'm just going to pop over and check out the state of the grass in this field, because it wasn't a very long rain shower, but was it enough to properly destroy the grass that we have left? We know things aren't going to dry out anytime soon. Has this actually, you know what, that hasn't really diminished, so that rain was not that long. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go and get this, go and get our cows and our sheep some water, and then I think what we'll do is we'll get the windrower out. We'll row up that grass that's still there and still remaining, because we're due rain at lunchtime on here. Actually, we're due rain at lunchtime on here. So what we'll do is we'll get that rowed up now. Where is my windrower? It is over here. We'll get that rowed up and we'll get that picked up, and then we'll sort out some water for the cows and the sheep. Because if I can get this now before more rain gets on it, then we're looking at being able to get a decent thing out of this field and not lose half the grass we've cut. I mean, that's the thing. At the moment, we are, yeah, we're in a position where we've kind of lost. Well, we've got half the field is not going to get caught. We have, wow, we have a dry day. It's not. I'm going to leave that grass. In fact, I'm going to go one better. I'm going to ted that grass. We can get more hay out of that. We've got plenty of silage. Let's fold this up, put this back, and throw the tedder over that. Because although it's been rained on, we're not expecting any more rain now for a while. And that could mean that our combines get out again. Not on our own land, but there is plenty of opportunity to be doing some more contracting around here, I think. Lots of other fields that are sort of coming ready. So if we throw a tedder over that grass, that may help it. We may lose it still, but at the moment I'm willing to take this kind of... With this kind of geo, we need to take these kind of gambles, I think. Right, and unfold this. Yep. Turn it on. Drop it down. Oh, wow. That is instantly drying it to level. That is brilliant. We are going to get hay off here. Yeah, so it's drying it immediately to the next stage. So yes, somebody was asking the other day, does tedding in seasons make a difference? Yes, and here's the proof of it. It is actually drying it as we ted it. It's not drying it to hay, as you can see, hay in seasons is an even lighter colour, but it is drying it. It is on the cusp of this. So yeah, we want to get this tethered, and then hopefully that means it's going to dry out. And as long as we keep treating this, we should be good. So yeah, I am going to get this tethered, and then what we'll do is we'll go and give some feed to our animals. Sorry, some water to our animals. Coming to the end of it now, and yeah. So we've learnt something today. Getting a shower of rain on cut grass is not the end of the world. Get the tether on it. It isn't going to immediately diminish like straw. Straw does immediately diminish if you get rain on it. But yeah, grass not so much. It will hang around and can be dried out again. Yeah, is that lifted? Yeah, lift that up. And yeah, you have a second chance at having a go at it if you can get it tethered. So we are gonna try and get to the bottom end of this field as hay. And the thing is, we'll get nearly another full set of bales off here with this. I'm expecting nearly 8 more bales. If I get 6 more and get a third stack off here, I'll be happy. I think we're going to get more. I think we're going to get nearly 8. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll make sure, we'll see how that does drying out. But it'll be, yeah, it'd be really, really good if we got another set of bales off here. So head up the top here, and we're going to go and drop this back off. And as I said before, we're going to get some water to our cows and sheep now. All in all, I'm beginning to work out how to play this geo, I think. I know I've gone on a lot about this, the geo that we're using here today. I think I've begun to work out how to play it. I think if I'm trying to plant stuff in spring with this, it's never going to grow in time. It almost feels like that wheat that we planted in spring almost feels like this isn't this year's crop, it's next year's. Because second stage growth, where are we? Here we go. So wheat, young wheat has a lot of frost resistance, and has a decent amount of drought resistance. This could keep growing through to next year, and be next year's crop. I'm not willing to just plough it under. I'm intrigued to see if that's what will hold true. I've got to remember that we've got this little field here that we need to do as well. We're not going to get canola in at the moment, I don't think. There we go. Let's refill this. Oh, we've got no money. We've got no money. We're going to have to borrow cash just in order. There we go. To make sure that we can fill our water up And with that done, we're going to take this first tank over and give it to our cows. Because the cows will take, well, the cows will probably take all of this, I think, at this point. They've got no water in their trough at all. I really wish the rain filled the water troughs. Because we have so much rain on here, it would be really useful for that to happen. We've got a bit of slurry down there. We've got a bit of, we've got a lot of manure. If we owned the BGA, I think we could make a decent amount of money from manure on here. That's the thing with this geo. I think that trying to farm with it, trying to arable farm with it, is not a good one to do. I think you want to do more with the animals, as I was saying earlier. We still need to, really kind of need to plough this whole area up and get it replanted, because we might actually get some grazing going if that happens. There's very, very little grazing that this has on this map. Right, and back it up and empty it out, and there we go. We are into the last 1,000 litres. I think they're going to take all of it. Yeah, there we go. How much does that leave up? Yeah, not quite the full thing. Wow. And now we need to go give some to the sheep as well. Yeah. So that must take about 20,000 litres, that trough, I think. Whereas the sheep will take noticeably less. There we go. Up and over. Around to here. So I think field 51 we're gonna have to plant. We're gonna have to plant soybeans in it. I think is the only thing that we have a choice of. Out of soybeans, canola. We've already got. I think we already got canola in, didn't we? What did we get into field 61? So field 61 does have next year's canola in. Field 52, that is going to end up with next year's soybeans in, which is going to be a very big crop of soybeans. And then, yeah, field 62, that is looking like it's going to be next year's wheat rather than this year's wheat, which is so surprising, it's ridiculous. Did not expect that field there to be planting to be next year's crop instead of this year's. But yeah, sometimes that's the way. Well, it's going to be an interesting experiment to see if that holds. I think we might have to try and see if we can get another field to get some wheat into. But yeah, that is a bit weird. Let's refill this again. And there we go, nice and full. Not going to use all of this because yeah, our sheep do not need that much. Let's see if I can go in here and turn around this time. They're clustered in areas where I can actually do that, I think. So let's give that a try. Down we go. Reverse up. And then we can unload this. And yeah, they take a lot less. Yeah, they took like 15%. So that's all good. We can use this to, we can then use this water tank to top them up. And top our cows up next time, which will be good. I want to merge, well I don't know whether I'll leave the grass gap in on the bit we have around here or not. It's not really paid off this year, that bit. But we'll see how we go. Things are looking up on here. I think it's still going to be hard. I think we're looking at, do we have anywhere else that's ready to harvest on this map? and therefore likely to be giving me a contract anytime soon. Field 46 is. Do we have a harvesting contract on field 46? No, lots of other things, sowing and baling and things like that. But yeah, no harvesting. So I don't know if we're going to get any harvesting contracts. We will see what comes up next game day. But that pretty much covers us for today. I think there's not much else to do here. Our cultivator will continue to go on that other field, and that will get finished. But I'm going to move this on to the next game day, which means that yeah, this is a good place for us to end this video. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.